Hi, welcome to yoga. My name is Kirsten. Namaste. Let's start seated on the mat. Find a comfortable seated position and allow the eyes to start to close. Maybe soften the gaze down past the nose if closing the eyes doesn't feel right today. And we'll start to settle in, so just noticing the seated position. Notice any parts of you that are coming in contact with the floor, so maybe your seat, the sides of your feet. Notice yourself being supported by the ground. And drop the seat into the ground. So start to relax the hips, relax the sits bones into the floor, really feeling grounded, supported, and solid. Now, from a place of remaining grounded, that grounded feeling, start to also imagine that the crown of your head grows tall toward the ceiling, lengthening the spine, feeling a sense of lightness in the neck and head. Noticing these opposing forces of grounding down and lifting up. Like a tree with roots firmly planted in the ground and branches and leaves reaching up toward the sun. We balance a lightness with the solidness, effort with ease, action with stillness, exploration with quietness. Allowing opposite forces to be here with us during yoga is one of the primary tenets of yoga. Good, now turn the attention to the breath. Notice the inhale and the exhale flowing through the nostrils. Just notice the feeling of the breath, maybe on the nostrils or just below the nostrils. And start to bring a count to your breath. So maybe breathing in for a count of 4 or 5 or 6. So find a count that feels natural for you. And equalize the inhale and exhale. So if you're counting to 4 in, count to 4 out. Now you can stay with this equal breath, or we can bring a pause to it. So turning it into what we call a box breath. So it will be breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, then breathing out for a count of 4, and holding out for a count of 4. Now if that holding the breath does not feel comfortable, just continue the inhale and exhale with equal counts. But if you would like to try box breath with me, when you're ready, we'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And return to a natural breath from wherever you were. Just giving it a little break. Equal breath and box breath are both very calming to the central nervous system. So if you do feel any sort of anxiousness in your everyday life, or just need to take a moment, sometimes bringing that equal breath or box breath into your breathing pattern just for a few rounds can really help to release tension and anxiety. So let's give it one more round of 3 on your own count. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Last one, inhale, hold, exhale, and hold, and return to a normal breath. Good. You can leave the eyes closed or start to allow them to flutter open if you prefer. And we'll go into a forward fold from our seated position. So just walk the hands along the floor in front of you, bowing the head down toward the floor. Now imagine that you're sitting in the center of a clock and our hands are up at 12 o'clock. We're going to move around the clock face clockwise, allowing the body to stretch in each direction. So from here, walk the hands to the right, just a little bit to about 1 o'clock. Notice how that stretch might feel a little bit different than our initial forward fold. And now walk the hands to 2 o'clock, so approximately the direction your knee is pointing. For 3 o'clock, bring your right hand to the mat, lift your left hand up and overhead, and we're coming to a side stretch. Move the hand to 4 o'clock. Open the heart toward the ceiling, opening up that side stretch a little bit to the front side of the body. Good. Right hand comes to 5 o'clock. Left hand now drops down behind you. So we're not straight back yet. We're still leaning off to the right. Put both arms down, really shining the heart forward and opening the left side of the chest. Good. Coming to 6 o'clock. So bringing both hands behind you. They don't have to be directly behind you, but we're going to be head on. So facing directly forward. Lift the chin up toward the ceiling. If your eyes are open, gaze up toward the ceiling. Shine the heart forward. Opening both sides of the chest, both fronts of the shoulders. At 7 o'clock, bringing the weight into the left arm, opening the right side of the chest and shoulder up toward the ceiling. At 8 o'clock, drop the left arm, right arm comes up and over, side stretch, gaze up toward the ceiling. At 9 o'clock, directly a side stretch, pointing just everything pointing to the left. At 10 o'clock, drop both hands to the mat, approximately the direction your knee is. Nose drops down toward the knee. 11 o'clock, walking the hands forward, still at a slight angle. And 12 o'clock, straight forward. And walk the hands toward the body, come back up to a seat. Now leaving the left knee bent, we're going to straighten the right leg off to the right. And turn to face that right foot. Start to walk your hands down the leg. We're going to go into a single leg fold. And drop the nose toward the knee. Walk the hands, come back up to a seat. Take the same bent leg, draw the knee up to the chest, and twist over the left shoulder. And come back to face front. Bend the right knee, straighten the left. Go single leg forward fold on the other side. Walk the hands up the leg, come back to a seat. Knee draws into the chest and twist over the right shoulder. And come back to face front. straighten both legs right in front of you. Walk the hands down the shins, reaching for the shins, maybe the ankles, maybe even grabbing the big toes with peace fingers, and drop the nose down toward the knees. Come back up to a seat, and we'll move into tabletop, so hands and knees. And when you're ready, we'll do some cat and cow, waking up the spine. So round the back, drop the chin to the chest, crown of the head toward the ceiling, dropping the tailbone down, really feeling a curve all the way through the spine. Cat. And then arch the back and look forward, tailbone and head come up toward, pointing toward the ceiling. Cow. Round the spine, cat, and exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Last one, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And come back to neutral. Good. Now straighten the right leg out behind you, so parallel to the floor, toes dialed down toward the floor, so reaching with that heel straight behind you as if you're standing on the wall behind you. Press the left shin down into the ground, which will give you some extra support. And from here we'll start to flow. So bend that right knee, draw that knee toward your nose, rounding the back, coming into a cat-like posture, knee up toward the nose, and then straighten the leg and look forward, cow-like posture. Nose to knee, knee to nose, cow, cat. Straighten the leg, cow. And one more, rounding the spine, cat. And straighten, cow. Now holding here, really pressing that left shin down. Press all the fingers down into the mat. And now if you'd like to, you can raise the opposite arm, the left arm, for a bird dog. Hold the core nice and strong, draw the belly button toward the spine. Good, and release the hand, release the leg. Sit back into child pose. Come back up to hands and knees. Now straighten that same leg behind you, leaving the foot on the floor. Turn the left toes out to the side. Lift your right arm up and overhead, coming into a side gate pose. And drop the hand, drop the knee, and we'll do the other side. So straighten the left leg, parallel to the floor, toes dialed down. Draw the navel into the spine, really providing support for the core. Press the right shin into the mat. And we'll flow. So knee comes forward to the nose, round the spine. And straighten, look forward. Knee to nose. And straighten. Last one, knee to nose. Straighten. Good, you can hold here or raise the right arm in opposition. And drop the hand, drop the knee. This time walk the knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touch. And press the hips back for a wide child pose. Come back up to hands and knees. Straighten that left leg again, leaving the toe on the floor. Turn the right foot out to 90 degrees. Left arm comes up and over, side gate pose. Good, and come back to tabletop. Now tuck the toes, all 10 toes on the mat, and sit back onto the heels. So we're gonna really stretch the bottoms of the feet. If you wanna keep the hands on the floor for support, that's fine. Maybe come all the way up to sit back on those heels, pressing into the toes. If you need to reach back and tuck those baby toes under, just make sure they're all getting a really good stretch. And breathe. This can get into the bottoms of the feet, the fascia that runs all along the bottoms of the feet can become very tight. So this is a great one to loosen it up. Might be a little uncomfortable. Just keep breathing and we'll release. Good, come back into tabletop. Now tuck the toes again. Don't worry, we're not going to sit on them this time. But this time we're going to press all the fingers into the mat, finger pads, so that we don't have so much weight in our wrists. So weight really into the fingertips. And press into the toes and fingertips, and then lift the hips up and back, coming into a downward facing dog. Bend one knee and straighten the other, loosening up the backs of the legs. And come to stillness, downward dog. And plant the left foot right in the center of the mat. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Toes point toward the ceiling. Now bend that leg, opening the hips to the side. Straighten the leg. And plant the right foot on the ground. And switching sides, lift the left foot up, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Straighten the leg and take that left foot, swing it all the way forward between the hands and come into warrior one. So turn the right toes to about 45 degrees. Swoop the arms forward and up toward the ceiling, bending the front knee to 90 degrees. And we can feel into it a little bit. Maybe wiggle the feet around, kind of sinking into that warrior one. Find a position that's comfortable, aiming for about 90 degrees in that front knee, but listen to your body and do what's right for yourself today. Remember to keep breathing. Good, now we're going to open the arms to face front and back of the room. You can turn those back toes out if it's more comfortable, warrior two. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, maybe give them a little roll. Notice that space between the shoulders and ears, and really reaching from fingertips to fingertips. Good, straighten that front leg. And we'll windmill the arms down to a triangle position. So the left hand is resting gently on the inside of the left shin, and the right arm is reaching up toward the ceiling. Gaze up toward the ceiling, or you can gaze straight ahead or at the floor. That is your choice. And bend the front knee, come back to warrior two for a minute. Drop both arms, straighten both legs, turn the toes forward to face the long edge of the mat. Keeping the legs nice and wide, bring the hands to the waist. Shorten the heart forward and hinge at the waist, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You can rest the hands on the shins or reach for the floor. Good. Walk the hands over to the right foot. Turn the right toes to the short edge of the mat. And we'll come into a warrior one on the opposite side. So swoop the arms forward and up. Right leg is bent to 90 degrees. Left leg is straight. Pressing the weight into the outside edge of that left foot. So really pressing out of the arch into the outside edge of the foot. Notice your weight being equal between the left and right foot. So if you need to shift forward or back to equalize your weight, go ahead and do that. And open the arms front and back of the room, warrior two. And straighten the front leg, windmill the arms down into triangle. Good, come back into warrior two. Drop the arms, heel toe the feet just a little bit closer together. Turn the toes out, heels in. Reach the arms out to either side, star pose. Just hold this powerful pose, really taking up space, reaching from fingertips to fingertips, from toes to fingertips. Crown of the head reaches tall, feet grounding down. Good, drop the hands and heel toe the feet together. Move into a tree balance. So shift the weight onto your left leg and you can kickstand the right, or you can start to come up into a balance. So find a position where you can rest your right foot on the left ankle or higher up on the shin or maybe all the way up on the thigh. Find a position that's comfortable today. And then bring your arms to the position that you prefer. So you can bring them out to a T. You could bring the hands together, heart center, or maybe grow the tree branches up toward the sky. Find an unmoving point to focus on, your drishti. And bring attention to the breath. So draw the belly button in toward the spine, but really notice the breath continuing to flow in and out. We're not holding our breath. Go ahead and release the hands, release the foot, and we'll switch sides. So once again, you can kickstand or you can come to a balance. Maybe try a different arm position on the other side. See how that feels. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, really feeling the shoulder blades slide down the back, creating length in the neck as you ground into the floor. Excellent job. Release the hands and release the feet. All right, good job, everybody. Bring your arms up overhead with a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna just drop everything. So drop yourself down into a forward fold and just hang. Good. Roll your spine, come back to stand. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, drop toward the floor. Inhale, up. Exhale, drop, and this time hold, just hanging. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Grabbing the head toward the floor, really stretching the back side of the body. Maybe nod the head yes, shake the head no, release the neck. I'm going to plant the hands on the floor, and we're going to make our way back into a child resting pose. So you can come down onto your knees, and then if you prefer to do narrow knees, that's fine, or you can walk your knees wide, bring the big toes together, press the hips back, walk the hands forward, drop the forehead to the mat, child pose. When you're ready, make your way back up to tabletop and sit onto the left hip, bringing both knees bent, both knees facing the same direction. So I've got both knees facing left. Deer pose. And we'll walk the hands toward the left knee, turning to face the left knee. And start to walk the hands forward along the mat. You can stay here, shining the heart forward. Or if you prefer, you can continue to walk the hands down, coming to rest. Maybe cross one hand over the other, rest the forehead on the hands. Pressing back up to a seat if your head was down, and come to face front. Keeping the left knee bent, we'll take the right leg and cross it over the left knee for a nice twist here. So look over the right shoulder. If this is too strong, you can just kind of cross the legs and look over the right shoulder. So play around with what works for you today. On the inhale, grow the crown of the head tall, and on the exhale, relax into the twist. Good, uncross the legs. And we'll do deer on the other side, so both knees pointing toward the right. Turn to face the right knee. Walk the hands forward, shine the heart up and forward, and you can stay here or come to cross the opposite hand over the other hand and rest your head down on the hands. Press yourself to come back up to a seat. And leaving the right knee bent, take the left leg, cross it over the right knee, and twist over the left shoulder. And come back to face front and cross the legs and make your way to lie back on the mat. Walk the feet to about hip width and we'll just start rocking the knees left and right. Just gently pressing the low back into the mat, loosening up everything, getting ready for our final rest. Good. Now you can keep the knees bent, knock the knees together for constructive rest, or straighten the legs along the mat for Shavasana. Walk the shoulder blades down the spine, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Turn the palms up toward the ceiling. And allow the entire body to release tension. So scan through the body, noticing if there's any tension being held in the face or the jaw, the back of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the torso, the arms, the hands, the legs or the feet. Just allowing each part of the body to relax and sink into the earth. Again, feeling that sense of being supported and grounding down into the earth. And what part of us is feeling light as the body grounds down into the earth? Maybe the breath feels light. Maybe the face feels a little bit light and relaxed. Imagine how you can balance grounding with lightness in this position. Keep attention on the breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale, keeping the mind present in this moment, the current moment, is when we're breathing. The breath is not happening in the past or in the future. The breath is happening right now. So keeping our attention on our inhale and exhale helps to keep our mind present and not worrying about past or future thoughts this time. Starting to lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Starting to wake up the mind, bringing attention back into the space you're in. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe do some gentle wrist and ankle circles, one direction and the other direction. And reach the arms overhead, big full body stretch. Then make your way onto one side or the other. Pausing for just a moment, in this last moment of rest before we come back to our day. And when you're ready, using the arms to press up to a seated position. Go ahead, bring the hands together at heart center, pressing the palms and the fingers together, balancing the left and right sides of the mind, balancing emotions. And while we balance left and right with the palms, also noticing our balance of grounding and lightness. Grow the crown of the head tall. And when you're ready, drop the forehead to the fingertips. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be well, everybody. Namaste.